Hello, how you doing? This is Kaylana, the Blessed Driver, and today I'm going to piggyback off of the last video I just completed, which was about, of course, my shoulder, as I mentioned before, excuse me, tendonitis, and I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of detail about my shoulder because I mentioned that in my last video. However, I just wanted to briefly discuss about what's getting ready to take place with Instacart, and also what has happened and what has led to the upcoming strike. Okay. Now, in some of the zones that I work in Central Florida, the pay rate is between well, when we first started, it was between like $9 and $10 per batch. And of course, you also get your 40 cents per item, et cetera, right? Now, over the past several months, it has declined. And depending on the day, the rate, the commission rate is about $6 and some change. I have seen it go down to $5 and some change. Okay. Now in some zones like Tampa and some of the other ones, it's like 7, I think, but they're still declining as far as their commission rates. And so I have seen shoppers whose commission rates are down to like $2, and some are down to like $3 and something and things like that, which is very, very bad. So one shopper posted in a group how much they were making, and they shopped for a batch and it came out to $5, and that includes their commission rate and also their item rate. Okay, so it came up to $5 and some change. Now, normally a batch like that would have been maybe like $10, maybe $15, but it came out to only $5. So basically, Instacart is trying to make us work for pennies. And of course, you guys know, and I'm sure a lot of you guys work very hard. Some of you guys have probably been with the company for a while, and you have, made really good money. And there's a lot of people that still make good money with Instacart, of course, and they're working like 70 hours a week, 70 some hours a week. And that's what I did for a long time. But after a while, you end up like this. And so, it wears on your body. Okay. And so my thing is, besides all of that, there has been a lot of shady practices with Instacart. And as you guys know, that they have stolen people's tips. And, this isn't just happened to me. I can't tell you how many other shoppers this has happened to, where the tip had disappeared and then Instacart added it back because of a glitch and things of that nature. And it's really weird. And so that's one of the reasons why a lot of the shoppers are getting ready to band together and start this, which I don't blame them. Now, do I believe the strike will be effective? I'm kind of neutral about the situation because I'm just kind of like over Instacart now. And so I do believe you should stand up for what is right, for what you think is right, things like that. But I'm looking at it also from Instacart's perspective, because they may feel like, okay, if you guys go on strike, then go on strike. We'll just hire more new people and then kick you off the platform. That's how I feel Instacart is looking at it. Now, why they are dropping commission rates, I don't know. I know one shopper, she did email them and ask them like what's up with that? Like, why are you guys lowering our rates? How come we're not getting paid that much? And I forgot what the answer was, but it was some generic answer. And so, I mean, think about it, guys, just having to haul heavy stuff and dealing with a lot of stuff that goes on with the shopping industry, only getting paid a couple dollars, that's very bad. And on top of that, they're stealing our tips. I mean, this doesn't happen in every case, but this is starting to happen more frequently because of app glitches. And also Instacart knowingly and intentionally deceive customers, making them think that that a tip is an additional tip, which is not, because the service fee does not cover us for a tip. It doesn't even go to us. And so, but yeah, that's the reason why people are going on strike. And there's so many other things that's going on. I wish I can explain to you guys all of it, but that's probably the number one thing: stealing tips, the app glitches, and the tips are missing, the lower commission rates, and all this extra stuff they want us to do. Also forcing us to do Costco orders. I haven't done Costco in months because I had gotten a ticket off, and I give them proof as to why. But, also another reason why, because of Costco, legally, we're not supposed to deliver to businesses, and we can't deliver anything over 40 pounds. And so there's been times where we had to deliver stuff that's like 50, 60, 100 plus pounds or more, up sometimes 3, 4 flights of stairs, and getting paid very little to do that. That's another issue that Instacart has, is like they want us to do all this extra work and not get paid for it. Basically almost like we're like a trucking company or something, you know, but we're shoppers. And so, yeah, they have done us very dirty. There's been a lot of things that they have done that is illegal, that's against state laws, that is also against what the health department or you know would deem as appropriate for a company to do. And what I think is funny is that there's been people that love to get on my channel and say that we're complaining. My thing is, if you go to a job knowing that they're not doing you right, are you just going to let it go, or are you going to say something about it? And that's just like maybe, you know, you have children and your kids are being bullied at school and they keep coming to you about the same issue with the bullies, but you're like, oh, just suck it up, you know, just tough it out, just be, you know, but you're not listening to what they're saying. It's the same kind of concept, you know. There's, you can't just say that people are complaining and just say, oh yeah, just leave the platform. It's not that easy for some people. There are people who have been looking for jobs, and they may not have been able to make as much money as they have with Instacart. It's because, you know, they have, you know, bills, they have kids. I mean, there's so many factors into that. So that's why I don't put my mouth on that. When I say, oh, people complaining, I'm not going to do that. And neither should some of you. If you don't know why people are doing what they're doing, why they're working on the platform, and why they choose to stay, then don't say nothing about it, you know. But at the same time, I think some of this stuff does need to be exposed. I also feel like a lot of the things that we endure with customers, it needs to be exposed. You know, some of us have dealt with a lot of things with customers and even being mistreated and verbally abused from customers. Instacart does nothing. And, you know, somebody left me a comment and I ignored him, but said something about, oh yeah, you need to have thick skin and things like that. Well, it's a lot deeper than that, you know, and I think how people deal with issues is a lot different from how other people deal with some things. Some people can say, you know what, I ain't gonna worry about it, it's whatever, or I'm just gonna leave. And then some people are like, you know what, no, this is wrong. You know, I mean, there's so many issues that are going on in the world, and all it takes is one person to make a difference. And now, am I gonna participate in it? Not necessarily, because of my arm and stuff, and because I'm just in a different place in my life right now where I can't let this distract me. Do I need to talk about it? I don't have to, but I just choose to. And I think you guys should know what's going on. And the reason why I say this is because I can't tell you how many emails I get. Oh my gosh, so many emails, or people hit me up on Facebook or asking me the same question about Instacart. And then once they started, then they're like, oh, it wasn't what I thought. They are not a horrible company, but they are not exactly righteous either. And so I believe that they're going to get what they deserve. And so I wouldn't be a bit surprised if the media gets a hold of this information and decides to do them justice. Because it's one thing to take away the customers or whatever. Then it's also another thing to go to the media about something. I think the media is probably the worst source of information, because, you know, like even like YouTube is a form of media, but you know what I mean, like the news and newspapers and different you know, newswire outlets and things like that. So I just kind of feel bad for some of the people who aren't aware of what's going on. And even like where the things I was worried about, oh my God, hours. And so I don't worry about that anymore. Because the more I say in prayer and talk to God about my issues and ask him what he wants me to do, he'll start to show me, or he'll start to open up another door. And sometimes, you know, things have to happen to us in order to get us to leave a place or to move on or to let some stuff go. I'm not saying I'm entirely done with them, but what I'm saying is that, you know, I have other streams of income, and Instacart was probably like my main source of income because it made me a lot of money. But I'm starting to see like a decline in how much we were making, and we weren't making as much as we were before. We're not. And, you know, I'm not going to drive 2 hours to a different zone and make an extra couple of dollars and burn up my gas. I'm not going to do that. And so, but I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. And so do I feel like what the shoppers are doing is justified? Yes, I do. And it's not just because I'm a shopper, because it's what's right. And this is also coming from customers, y'all. Like, you guys have seen some of my videos where customers have, I'm talking about not just one, but customers have asked me about the tip. I have had, a couple of weeks ago, I delivered to an older lady, and I felt so bad because, after this is my first time delivering to her, and she goes, ma'am, are you going to get the tip? I was like, I should. She goes, well, is it okay if I leave you one on there? Because I left you one on there before, you know. She basically told me she left the tip ahead of time. I said, yeah. And so she's like, because I feel like you're not getting my tip because I have left tips. And she gave me a specified amount. And sometimes the shoppers say that they don't get them. And I just kind of feel like, where's my money going? Especially if they took it out of my account, where's it going? And, and so these are some of the things I have heard from customers and stuff like that. And so that's very bad. And so some of you guys can go, what's a tip? What's a big deal? It is a big deal because for some of us, tips make up almost half of what we make. And also to think about the fact that these customers are spending their own money. That's their money, and they can spend it and give it out to whoever they choose and how they choose. So if they want to give somebody a $10 tip or a $30 tip, that's their money. And so to have it disappear from an unknown reason, that's deceptive. That's like stealing. It is stealing. And so just look at it from our standpoint. And for those of you guys that are watching this, those that are always want to be bullies, don't look at it as we're complaining or, but look at this as a serious issue because not only are they hurting the shoppers, but they're hurting the customers too, and they're lying to them. And so also, you don't know what a person's circumstance is to have them to stay with the company. And so, I have other options for me right now, and I'm grateful for that. But as of now, I'm just kind of, I'm just at a peace right now. And even though like I was injured and stuff, it's like, I can't explain it because the Bible says that God will give you peace that surpasses all of your understanding. And so, I just kind of feel like he's starting to show me things I need to really be focusing on and means of income. And I know it's close to the holidays and stuff like that, but it's like God will provide, y'all. And even how I hurt my shoulder, like I have no health insurance. I mean, I have shared costs with Medicaid, but it's not enough to cover, like full coverage like I did. And let me tell y'all, like my mom stepped in. And even like when we had our hurricane, like Hurricane Irma, I hadn't even thought about getting public assistance, because I had it before, but I was able to get it for a while because I made too much from Instacart. And so long story short, my mom reminded me about FEMA. And also she reminded me about the state giving out food assistance. And so I applied for it. I wasn't going to go down there and get it. And so she reminded me again. And sure enough, I, went down there. I was able to get something to cover me for a couple months. And so, my car battery had died because it was old battery. It was really old. And I was thinking, how am I going to be able to afford it? Because I hadn't had any money. God stepped in and provided, I had to get, when I was in the hospital a few days ago because of my shoulder, I'm like, how am I going to be able to afford meds? God provided. And so even like, I wasn't sure how I was gonna make my car payment because things were a little bit tight. God provided, I got a referral from Uber. And so, and it's the exact amount of my car payment, which is really weird. And so like, even with rent, like every time that I had an issue, God provided. And so, even with this with Instacart, there's other platforms that I'm on, y'all. I mean, trust me, I will do more videos and other stuff, but I just want to let you guys know that God is a provider. And whether you believe it or not, it's true, because I've seen it happen. And so I'm living proof of it. And I know God does not desire to see his children hurt or sad or angry or anything or uncomfortable. And I know sometimes you have to go through uncomfortable seasons just to get to the next side. And that's all right. Sometimes you have to go through the valley seasons, but with Instacart, I will say that I enjoyed working for the company. Because it has good flexibility in a way, but how they're doing it is wrong. And because of the email that I got back from the girl stating that my email wasn't important, my issues wasn't important, even though I had proof, documentation from a hospital, everything, that really set me off. But at the same time, I felt a little bit of a peace because I was like, God, you know what? If this is what you're showing me for me to move forward, then I was move forward. And so, Instacart has probably been mainly what I focus on because that was my main source of income. But you guys know I do Uber Eats. I do GoFundMe. I mean, I have other platforms that I'm on, but I just want to let you guys know that if there's any reason for you to step up and say something when you know something is unjustly done, then do so. If you choose to take part in the strike, then do so. That's up to you. I don't know what the outcome will be. I don't know what the consequences will be. But, don't let fear control you either. The strike isn't for everybody. Some people are like, you know what, I'm not going to take part of it because I got bills to pay, I got kids, or I'm in college, I got a wife, I got a husband, or I got whatever responsibilities you have. I don't blame you, just do what you think is best. I mean, I'm not going to take part of it in it. That's just me because, you know, I have to focus on getting my health right. I have to, my shoulder, I mean, I have to get right. And so that's my main concern is, you know, getting right with my health. And even with this injury, I was actually in the process of looking for health coverage literally like the day before. And I was on the internet, I was texting my mom, just talking to her about different coverages, and all of a sudden, boom, my shoulder. And so, but that's just a reminder that I need to take care of some things, and it's okay. But for some of you guys, I know this is like a little bit long video, but some of you guys maybe just started Instacart. Some of you guys have been on the platform for a while and don't have any issues. You know, if this doesn't apply to you, it don't apply to you. And I know some people always have something to say if it doesn't apply to them. You know, like some of you guys are happy with Instacart. Some of you guys have no problems with Instacart. That's fine. It wasn't until a few days ago, there was an Instacart shopper here in Orlando. I don't know if I know her or not, but she was telling me that, because she went through the same thing I went through. I thought it was just me. And she was saying that some of the mentors, like the Instacart mentors and shift leads, were having other shoppers to harass them. And you guys seen some of my videos. I thought I was just going through it. And no, they do to other people. And from what I was told, they got rid of the mentors and stuff. But basically, they would have other shoppers to follow you around the store, just to be petty, you know, to harass you, to follow you on social media, to follow you on Facebook and like, you know, YouTube and stuff. And it would come from people that were higher up. And so people would just abuse their, you know, leadership and authority. And that wasn't right. And so that's some of the things that we have to go through, y'all. We have to endure some of that. And so, but my focus is being an entrepreneur. And that's what I'm called to do. And sometimes you got to work. You got to start at the bottom in order to get to the top. And that's all right. So do what y'all feel is best. Don't let nobody force you into anything. If you don't feel led to participate, then don't. If you guys just want to sit back and watch from the sidelines, that's okay too. You know, if you guys want to pray about it, you know. But at the same time, you know, don't let these companies punk you. If you know that they taking advantage of you, either you say something or you just leave the platform and move on. So I'm a bounce. That's what's going on, y'all. It's a lot going on with these people. They're doing a lot more shadier stuff than that. And but you know what? Like I said in the previous video, the weapon will form, but it won't prosper. God bless y'all.